Hello, everybody. This is Sean Speaks. I want to speak a few minutes on how we as Black people can start inventing the future to overcome our fears, even in this America. I know for me personally, I have lived all my life, for the most part, very afraid. The kind of fears many of us have suggest that we have no vision of our future greater than our fears or greater than our present circumstances. So we have to start asking ourselves if we're willing to risk our now fears for future possibilities. America was manifested from an idea of a small group of people who had a vision of what could be. The idea didn't have any absoluteness about it other than the small group's belief in its possibility. First point I want to share is a vision you believe in greater than your fears is all you need to change your life. We have to be willing to have small beginnings. We were used by others in America to build their small beginnings, and look where America is today. And we were so scared that what they finally allowed us to have was as good as it was going to get that we forgot to use our time and energy to build from our small beginnings. We ignored ourselves and our ideas for their shiny objects. Look at where we are today. Acknowledge the truth of what I'm saying, whatever registers. See it in your mind's eye and then let it go. What now is the only question you really need to ask yourself after that. This is 2022. What now about your vision for your life for 2032? What now about the vision for your children's lives in 2062? What now? Success is you saying you want something and then you making it happen in your life. The inner guide to your own success is achieving what you want in life. We as Black people love saying how we are the color of the first human being on earth. And if that is true, then why are we afraid to invent the future we want? Why are we living in a world that has us constantly in complaint mode? We have to become more willing to take moonshots on our own thinking and ideas. Our fears in America have caused us to bow down when we should stand up. Our fears in America have caused us to be consumers instead of creators. Our fears have caused us to stay stuck in a past long gone. The future doesn't discriminate. Humans discriminate. And Black people, we have been discriminating against our own future because of our fears from the past. And others have greatly capitalized. Acknowledge what registers as true for you in your mind's eye. See it and then let it go. Let each of us stand up in our ability to create a new future, and we will see this power we think they have over us was fueled by our own mind's refusal to stand up. But first, Black people, to create our future, we have to exit the prove to you mode. Many of us, including myself, have been stuck in the prove to you mode. I'll prove to you that I'm good enough. I will prove to you that I can wear your clothes better. I'll prove to you that I can buy your stuff. I'll prove to you that I can go into your store. I'll prove to you that I work harder than anyone in your business. I'll prove to you that I'll make billions for you, for your children's future, while I barely have enough for myself today. I will prove to you that I will be the best manager you ever had. I will prove to you that I am better American than you. I will prove to you that I can turn the image of your swoop on a shoe into the best ever and make all young Black athletic minds dream to have a contract with you. But I will forget to tell them that that contract is like slave trains that requires you to exchange your energy to empower them so they can become your master that silences your thinking. Isn't that what happened with Kyrie Irving, Nets, Nike situation? Let's look at Kanye. Kanye had all the best lawyers, paid high dollars for them. I am sure about that. But not one of them advised him on that deal with Adidas to not contract away his intellectual property rights to Adidas. Not one advised him to use his fortune and his fame to start his own. Many of these brands we love and believe are the best quality. We helped to grow them. We made them the best. And what was our return on the investment? Truth. Prior to Kanye, were any Black Americans really wearing Balenciaga? And now that they have the nerve to have dropped Kanye because he was thinking for himself, and they have the nerve to subliminally market through ad campaigns, child pornography, go check it out if you haven't heard. I wouldn't spend another dime on Balenciaga anything. Give those dollars to Jay Bolin. We are too busy trying to prove to them that we fit in their creations. We don't risk creating our own or supporting our own. I was watching a video of Kanye showing his new office where he is starting from scratch. He is creating, he is building. Adidas ended his contract over a tweet. Balenciaga dropped their collaboration with Kanye. JP Morgan Chase told Kanye, come get your money out of our bank. This show of force by them in reaction to Kanye's tweet. But according to Kanye, he is thankful of all the things that got taken away from him because he knows that because of his situation, there will never be a situation where people end a multi-billion-dollar deal off of a tweet. And he said he feels free. Kanye is financially left with so much less than he had before. How can this be freedom to him? Kanye had $1 billion, lost $1 billion because of a tweet of his own thoughts that Adidas and the Untouchables believe they get to determine what he meant by his thoughts. And because they didn't like what they thought he meant, they took $1 billion away from him. And Kanye says now he feels free. That may mean that the billion was never his billion. That billion was theirs. Now Kanye is left with only his seed ideas. Reconnection to your seed ideas of who you are and what you can create is freedom. We got it all wrong, y'all. We should no longer be mesmerized about our people getting contract deals with Nike, the new show on CNN or ESPN. Not unless we have equal or almost equal bargaining power in the negotiations. If we don't start taking more risks on our own creations, then they will continue believing that we believe that their ice is colder, their writing is better, their speaking is better, their shoes are better, their designs are better, their thoughts and ideas are better. They have only seemed better because they were the only ones creating that we would listen to or buy from or trust. We trusted their trial and error, but did not engage in our own. What is our trial and error of living? America, the entrepreneur, engaged in trial and error in human dynamics, and Black people became the floor America allowed others to use to construct their best lives. America then turned those social dynamics within this trial and error period into laws and legislations, giving one group legal privilege over another group. Those people believed those principles. I can't stop what others believe about me, but I damn sure can stop what I believe about myself. When America was first formed, white people got first dibs on the designing rights of what America should be. What should be right or wrong, what is good or bad. They got to determine what God looked like, what book to read to support the God idea, and then taught us to believe. Think of the Constitution, not just as paper and pen. The Constitution is like the governing principle within. It's the God higher power idea within a people's mind, within a country. Whatever I am saying, let it register within your mind's eye. Acknowledge it to the extent that it rings true, then let it go. Number 2, it's never laws typed in books that govern people. It's always principle ideas within people's minds that govern how people deal with people. Whoever controls the ideas you believe about yourself and others control you and your fears. To construct a custom design of your life that has posterity potential requires great risk. Kanye's building his new business is a great risk. but his constitution within requires him to try. When you have vision, vision demands a willingness to be wrong, crazy, stupid, whatever. It requires a willingness to stand alone even during the inception phase where no one, not even you, see anything coming from the ground. We have to become more willing to fail. Have you ever heard of Z butter? Before there was kaleidoscope or miel, there was Z butter. But I felt like something was missing from the ingredients, and I didn't have the time capacity to make it better and then to market it. Bills got in the way. I needed to focus on what I knew I could make money off of, so I ignored Z butter. I wasn't willing to risk my present life at that time to make the future of Z butter a reality for others. So Z butter died. The only thing left from that idea is this poster. I knew I failed when it came to making hair products, but life received the energy I produced in my failure and redistributed that energy back outward to others so that they could be winners in that arena. My idea of more black hair products in this world had a life of its own. Also, the trial error of Z butter wasn't a total failure for me either. That experience is now forever memorialized in this video. The collective of black people's ability to thrive in this world depends upon you being willing to try and even fail. Number 3. Nothing in life is wasted if you remember to use it, even if its use wasn't the initial intended purpose of its creation. We were trained not to put our energy into crazy ideas. Let them do that, we were taught. We were trained to play it safe as black people and stick to what's in the books. But many of us only believe in crazy ideas once white people give us permission or change it in a book. Pluto was a planet all my life until they said it wasn't. We never really considered the fact that they control what's written in the books. So their ideas are what we believe. What ideas about yourself or life in general are you willing to plant in the ground of your mind's eye despite what they say? Black people don't like to disrupt old ideas, I know. We want to believe them. This is a weakness and an indication of our fragility. A boat on your back while laying on it in water is a great help. It will help you cross great waters. But that same boat on your back while walking on land is a hindrance. Black people have a lot of boats on our backs made by others, and it's our unwillingness to let some of them go that is keeping us from thriving. Black people were added by amendment. Let that saturate for a second. To America's God idea, its constitution, its underlying principles. This means the system was originally designed with your lack of emotions in mind. And when those emotions were amended into the Constitution, many of the people in the country made it their life's mission to fuel our fears and ensure that we remain the floor upon which they can construct their wealth and security for their children's children, despite the changes in the law. A system is no more than human principles in action. We could change the system if we became more willing to change our own principles. To change principles, we have to change the ideology or thoughtisms, I like to call it, that govern our lives. You see, the greatest casualty to Black people in this American tragedy may not be racism. It's probably thoughtisms. Let me explain. Racism requires one group of humans, because of their race, by legal authority and power, to discriminate and mistreat another race of people. That dominant group, however, only treats the subordinate group differently or harshly, and that subordinate group only accepts different or harsh treatment because of their thoughts about themselves and each other. The laws in America that allow differential treatment just because of the color of your skin have changed. It's almost impossible to discriminate against someone for pure racism. But it's the thoughts people have in their minds that persist and that creates different treatment amongst the people in this country. Thoughtism is what you think and believe about yourself, what others thinking or believe about themselves, and what we think and believe about each other. Thoughtisms govern human social dynamics. They got us to think that somehow they are more blessed than us, more protected than us, have more manifest destiny than us. And we believed. So it became our thoughtisms too, that we perpetuated in our economic choices, in our political choices, in our religious choices, in our emotional responses to life. You see, on reflection, racism may not have been our biggest problem in America. Racism may have just been a tool for a greater, more sinister plan that we self-perpetuated in our beliefs. This is why Adidas had the audacity to take Kanye's contract away over a tweet. This is why the Nets had the audacity to believe they could retrain Kyrie's mind before Kyrie could play basketball again. The system of America subliminally caused us to believe America made black people. That is thoughtism in action. That is thoughtism that dominates our religious, educational, political, and social systems that we believe in. America didn't make us. Awaken from that thought prison. America didn't make black people. Now, did the American system hide our history because it won the battle against our forefathers? Yes. Did the American system lie about past events to make us believe things about ourselves and them that aren't true? Yes. But life is a strange bedfellow. If you listen to life, life will teach you how to be your best human self. And when you realize you are life itself, life has a way of teaching what other people's formal education took away and tried to hide. This is Sean Speaks, and remember, brain health is mental wealth.